Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of AndrewsFootball.com. In this video, I'm extremely excited about it because I get to do one of my favorite things in the whole world. I get to talk about the NFL, answering your questions. So thank you very much for asking these awesome questions. And the first question I got is, it looks like it's from One Lucky Dad, and he put it in a comment. So I'm learning all this stuff. So you like the Titans winning straight up, winning outright? The short answer is yes. I do, and what I'm doing is I got some new video editing software, and hopefully you can see this picture. And what this is that this is the Westgate app, and you can use this app anywhere in the world. And this is the same app, or actually Westgate's the same company that ESPN uses when they put up point spreads. So I like to use it. This is the same place I went to the summer of 2017. I put action down. I made 152% profit at Westgate. So I like using their software. And not only that, I can use the app, but you can only use the app to wager if you're within the state limits of Nevada. And I could talk that a little more to you if you're interested. But basically, I want to break this down for you. The very first two lines, you'll see the Titans and the Colts. And the Titans are plus 110. The Colts are negative 130. That's the money line, which is the same thing as straight up. So when I say money line, that's just straight up. The most popular bet is the next two lines, and that's the point spread. As you can see, it says Titans plus 2, as they're the underdog, and the Colts negative 2 because they're favored. And basically the way this works is that if you're betting against the spread, the game starts off with the Titans having 2 extra points. So it's like the Titans are winning 2-0, and this is the most common bet. And then the last two lines are, it says Titans over and then Colts under, and it's a little confusing. But essentially what this is it's an over-under for the total score of both teams put together. So let's say the score is hypothetically 21-17. That equals 38. So if you bet the under on this game, you would win. So that's how the Westgate app works. That's how I used to break down everything on the video. I do like the Titans winning straight up, but my last video, they were plus 115. Now they're only plus 110. And let me explain these numbers off to the right, my right. The way these work is that the Titans are the underdog. So if you bet $100, the plus 110 is what you would win on that $100 wager. So if you go into Vegas and you have a $100 bill, you put on the Titans to win outright. If the Titans do win outright, which I predict, you would win $110. So you get to walk out of that casino with that 100 plus an extra 110. Now, the negative 130 means you have to wager $130 to win 100. I did the math for you to make, if let's just say you want to do the same wager of the $100, but you want to bet on the Colts to win, no point spread. Well, that $100 would win you $76.92. So anytime that you get an underdog that you think is going to win, bet the money line. And that's the reason why I urged you to go ahead and take advantage of 2.5, not 2, because that $100 wager would win you 115 instead of 110. So that's always a big deal when you can go ahead and bet the underdog to win, because that's just extra money in your pocket. And hopefully, One Lucky Dad, I really hope that you understood all of this. If you didn't, let me know where I messed up. Thank you so much for asking this question, because it's something I really should have gone over earlier and before, because it's extremely confusing. So best of luck in your endeavors, and hopefully you're paying attention. There's this little subscribe button down there. Bam! Hit that button. It makes you become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. And thank you anyway. Hopefully I earned you as a subscriber. And the next two questions I got is from my good buddy Mike. He has two really great questions. And unfortunately, the first question he asked is something I've been kind of dreading. And he asked, can I break down the Chiefs-Chargers outlook for the rest of the season? He says I can wait till Monday, but Mike, I'm going to tell you the same thing I've been saying since before the season started, but a little different scenario. The way the playoffs are set up right now, the Chiefs are going to be the 1 seed. The way it's set up, Pittsburgh would be the 2 seed, New England would be the 3 seed, and the Houston Texans would be the 4 seed. And the Chargers would be the 5 seed because they're a wild card team. It doesn't matter who the 6 seed is because they would have to go to New England. There's not a wild card team, and don't give me this. Oh, Tennessee beat New England. They'll go up to New England and win in the playoffs. And trust me, if Tennessee gets that 6 seed and they have to go to New England for the wild card round, New England's going to win that game. I feel very confident in saying that. This is where things get bad. Okay, but before I bring that up here. The Chargers are going to the playoffs. I'm going to talk a little bit about Chargers first. The Chargers are definitely going to the playoffs. They're a playoff team. They're a really good team. Their next 2 games are home games against Denver and Arizona. They're probably going to win both those games. Then they get a rough 3-game stretch. They have to go at Pittsburgh. Then they play the Bengals, who are fighting for that 6 spot. At home, and then they have to travel to Arrowhead Stadium on Thursday night. That's brutal. I have a hard time seeing them do any better than 1-2. I think they're going to lose both road games. Yes, Mike, they're going to lose at Arrowhead on Thursday night. I can almost promise that. So the bad news is, and this is something I've been dreading, and I know you're going to hate this, but here's the deal. I think that the way the playoffs are set up right now, the Chargers will come to Arrowhead in the playoffs, and I would bet on the Chargers. I'm sorry to say that. They're going to lose Thursday night, but Phillip Rivers at Arrowhead during the playoffs, I think I would bet on the Chargers, and I would unfortunately bet on the Chargers to win. And that's hard for me to say. I know you don't want to hear it, but I really thought this Chiefs team would be a Super Bowl contender in 2019. Keep in mind, if Eric Berry and Justin Houston play in that game, fully rested, ready to go, it could be different. But am I betting against Phillip Rivers at Arrowhead in the playoffs? No. So that's a tough question. Now for the second question, which is much easier and a lot more fun, is he asked, hey, Dan, can you do a quick video on how to change the location affects the Monday night game? Well, Mike, for you, it affects absolutely nothing. And here's the thing. The number one thing that this is affecting is Vegas, because the line went from 2 to 2.5. It's now 3.5, and it's going to keep climbing up. And you may even get to 4.5 or 5. So Vegas is the number one thing that's being affected by this. But how does it affect you? It doesn't. You know why? The Chiefs are still going to win. Here's the thing. This doesn't mess the Chiefs' routine up at all. They're going to LA. It's a road game. They're traveling. The Rams' routine's the one that's all messed up. They all of a sudden have to play a home game. Now, is the Coliseum going to be rocking and roaring? Sure. If this was a 4-6 Rams team, it'd be mostly red. But this Coliseum, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough road game. Sure it is. Is it going to be tougher than Mile High? No. Is it going to be tougher than Pittsburgh? No. Is it going to be tougher than New England? Absolutely not. The Chiefs have handled this. Their routine doesn't change. It's the Rams' routine that changes. So how does this affect you, Mike? It doesn't, because you get to watch the Chiefs on Monday Night Football beat the Rams in the Coliseum instead of beating them in Mexico. So it's not going to change. This is fun because people that are in Vegas are going to bet on this game. Most of it's going to be Rams fans because, oh man, we got to put some action down the Rams. It's a home game. No, Chiefs are going to win this game. So this is a lot more fun question than the first one that you asked. And by the way, Mike, thanks for the great questions. This was fantastic. So I really enjoyed this video. It's one of my favorite things to do. Hopefully the video editing software works. And one lucky dad, hopefully you got to see the pictures. Hopefully I answered your question correctly, because it's great to get questions from new Hopefully you're a subscriber. So anyway, that's fantastic. I'm very excited. And by the way, if you haven't already, if you're new to Andrews Football, there's this little button there on the side. And bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. And until next time.